welcome. Thank you so much for battling the traffic out there. We understand it's been a little bit tricky this evening, so we're so delighted to see so many faces here with us tonight. For those of you who don't yet know me, my name is Amy Owen and I'm the Executive Director here at the museum. We're thrilled to welcome you to our private reception for the US premiere of Italian-American Icons, the stunning collection of contemporary mosaic portraits made by master mosaic students of the Scuola Mosaicisti in Friuli. And we're incredibly lucky to have the team that has made this exhibition possible here with us this evening, who will tell us a bit more about the mosaics tradition, the region in Italy in which they were made. And the exhibition is really, truly stunning, and we can't wait for you to have an opportunity to check it out in person following our talk. So please note, for those of you who might be visiting us for the first time, this is not technically the museum. We will be heading over there after remarks, so we're simply starting here in order to provide a little bit more of a socially distanced, safe setting for our conversation. And then in an effort to provide the safest viewing experience possible, our curator, Guglielmo Zanetti, who has joined us from Italy, will be sharing an introduction to the exhibition here with some images before we head next door. But before we get started, I would just like to take an opportunity to thank MarinMOCA's exceptional board of directors for all of their support in bringing this project to fruition, and to all of our amazing sponsors whose generous support made this project possible. Especially want to thank Brad Dillon, one of our amazing board directors, and Carson Wealth Management, a personal investment management company that provides consultation and strategies for families and individuals, for acting as our presenting sponsor for the exhibition. So thank you, Brad. And I'd also like to thank Jim and Joy Phoenix of the Fenwick Foundation, who unfortunately couldn't be here this evening, as well as benefactors Colette and Bob Battaglia. And then we're also grateful for additional support from Joe and Sue Carlamagno, Servino's Restaurant, and generous in-kind donations by Fogelar Furlan Club of Northern California, and President Luca Lodolo, who we'll have an opportunity to hear from very shortly, as well as Stacy Scott Catering, who will be providing our food next door. So now, most of you in this room I know are already very familiar with Lido Cantarutti, director of the Italian Film Festival, and our wonderful promotional partner, without whom this exhibition would never have happened. So we're deeply grateful to Lido and prior executive director Nancy Raycock, who's also with us this evening, for forging this partnership originally in 2019 with the debut of 50 Faces, and to making this encore presentation possible. It's really been an incredible honor to work with both Lido and our partners Guglielmo and Victoria through the Neonis Association for bringing this exhibition to fruition. As you can imagine, it's been an incredibly uncertain time, not knowing if Victoria and Guglielmo could even join us. So we're just delighted that they have really, their tenacity has been amazing. So we're really so grateful to them for joining us. And Lido has very generously offered to MC this evening's remarks. And so without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic off to Lido to introduce everyone else on the panel. And thank you again for joining us. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Amy. I'm going to take my mask off. To be sure who's talking here. It's also so hard to speak when you have your mask on. I would like to say buonasera a tutti. Welcome to the opening of this spectacular new exhibit of mosaic portraits, which we're calling Italian-American Icons. This exhibit is being presented by MOCA, thank you, Amy, in collaboration with the Associazione Naonis and the Italian Film Festival of Marin. And it's coming to you directly from Italy's region of Friuli, Venezia Giulia, and the Scuola Mosaicisti, located in the charming town of Spilimbergo. If you don't know Spilimbergo, you should go there. Have a coffee. Take a walk down the main square. Enjoy yourself. And I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight for this special evening. And thanks also to all of our special guests who are here tonight and honor us with their presence, including many friends of the Italian Film Festival, which in a few days will be starting its 44th year on October the 2nd in our beautiful new venue of Angelico Hall at Dominican University right here in San Rafael. We're very excited about that. I hope you will come to see 6 brand new, very high quality films from Italy. In just a moment, you will hear me refer to our special guests as I present them to you. And you'll hear me refer to the ever so popular Italian title of Dottore. Or as we also say, we just say Dotto. We drop, è vero? Dotto. We just drop the last syllable. So, from the first time I heard this title, and I said how popular it was in Italy, I was intrigued by this, and so I decided to do a little bit of research. It was kind of fun. I learned that, correctly speaking, dottore should only be used when referring to people who have attained a university degree. All right. But it seemed to me that it was being used a lot more frequently than that. In his book about Italian language usages, NBC journalist Irving R. Levine addressed this dilemma, this mystery. And what he said, what he found out was that dottore is in fact very popular in Italy. You'll hear it all the time. And that he found that anymore in Italy, this title was being used for anyone who wore glasses. The exhibit you're about to see represents among the most beautiful current creations in an art form for which the Italians are uniquely famous. If you've ever been to Palermo and seen the cathedral in Monreale and many other places in Sicily, you've seen mosaic expressed abundantly there. If you've been to Rome, of course, at the Vatican, and then to Venice at St. Mark's Cathedral, stunning examples of Italian mosaic, stunning. What you will see this time is a bit of magic done in mosaic. Magic because of what the artists have done with those little pieces of stone and those little pieces of colored glass. They've created an array of portraits, achieving the chromatic texture of a Renaissance painting done in oil. That's pretty good, with stones. And in so doing, as you will see tonight, they have brought you the images of the likes of, all right ladies, here it comes, Leonardo DiCaprio. Frank Sinatra. Yes, he did. They got Frank Sinatra in this exhibit as well. A.P. Giannini, the founder of Bank of America, pretty important person in the world of finance. And yes, Lady Gaga. Yes, she is Italian. Her real name, Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta. She's Italian. She's a hell of an actress. And even Bradley Cooper, he's included in this collection also. His mother was from Anna Maria. His mother was from Abruzzo. Did you know? Abruzzo. And he was the boyfriend of Lady Gaga, I think. This is a great story. As a preview of coming attractions, we are pleased to announce that one of the artists who created these portraits will be coming here from Italy to join us. She is Denise Tozon, and she is the one who created Leonardo DiCaprio. Denise is not with us tonight. She couldn't come here directly. She has to go to a third country quarantined for 2 weeks. She's in Dubrovnik tonight, and she'll be leaving from Dubrovnik to come to Novato. She's terrific. She was here last time. Nancy, you remember her.
Yeah.
At this time, I would like to introduce to you those dottori that we have present here tonight. They, as a team to work with, together with Amy Owen and the excellent staff here at MOCA, constitute, in my experience, one of the best work groups I have ever worked with in my life. They're terrific. Signore, signori, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure at this time to introduce to you, here it comes, Dottoressa Anna Maria Di Giorgio. There it is. There you're beginning to see the titles. There they go. Anna Maria serves as our Director of Italian Cultural Institute in San Francisco. She, too, is a native of the Abruzzo region and is born in Pescara, the beautiful seaside town of Pescara. Anna Maria has a stellar academic background at Rome's La Sapienza University. She has served in the cultural sector of the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and was promoted to her current position here in San Francisco 2 years ago now?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. I can just tell you that she has proved to be just terrific in her role. She's a great manager with a great outreach to the San Francisco Bay Area community, including us here in Marin, and including to this very great support to this splendid exhibit, and to a little show down the road called the Italian Film Festival. Thank you, Anna Maria, for all of your support and awareness of what we're trying to do over here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you now, Dottoressa Anna Maria Di Giorgio.
Sorry, but it brings my speech, so I need my mobile. So a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anna Maria Di Giorgio, the Director of the Italian Cultural Institute in San Francisco, and I'm very glad to be here with you tonight, also on behalf of the new Consul General Sergio Strozzi, that couldn't be here with us today because he had a previous commitment. Please allow me to remove my mask first of all, and to underline how happy I am after these 2 years pandemic to be here with you today in person finally, and open this exhibition sharing the stage with a person I really esteem and appreciate, as Cavaliere Lido Cantarutti. I can't thank Lido enough for this amazing energy that I envy, I have to admit, and the passion in promoting Italian culture in US since 45 years now, Lido? 44, okay. In particular, as a father of the Italian Film Festival Marin, Lido has given life to this tradition that every year attracts many Italian cinema lovers and cinema lovers to cuore in Marin. The Italian Cultural Institute is always glad to cooperate with Lido and the Italian Film Festival, and now we are more than glad to cooperate also with MarinMOCA for the second year on the second edition of this exhibition with Friuli Mosaics. In 2019, as it was already reminded, we celebrated pop icons with the first show, Faces 50, and that experience has led us to the present exhibition, Italian-American Icons, with these amazing works realized by young students from La Scuola dei Musicisti del Friuli. This is also an important occasion to share with the American public an excellency in the Italian arts, namely mosaics, but also to promote a gem such as Regione Friuli Venezia Giulia. And I'd like to quote, one for all, one jewel of the crown, Aquileia. It's a città, it's a city that in 1998 was declared UNESCO Cultural Heritage City thanks to its mosaic traditions, and Aquileia is also named, as a matter of fact, Città del Mosaico, city of the mosaic. So, the Italian School of Mosaics in Friuli was born in 1922, and it's attended today by students from all over the world, and they reached Spilimberg to learn the secrets of this ancient art. And for those of you that might want to discover more on mosaic history and techniques, I'd like to remind you that on September 3rd, the IAC San Francisco and the Museo Italo-Americano will host a Zoom webinar with the artist Denis Tosson and curator Guglielmo Zanette here with us today for a mini workshop on mosaic technique and history, and so you might find all the information and details in the coming days on our website, social networks. That said, please allow me to thank once again Lido Cantarutti, MarinMOCA, especially Amy Owen, Executive Director, Luca Lodolo from Fogolar Furlan, Northern California, and Guglielmo Zanette, President of Naonis Association and Curator of the exhibition. And finally, in absence, Denis Tosson, that has faced the travel ban and quarantine to be here with us next week. Before leaving, let me profit of this occasion to let you know that our Italian Cultural Institute has recently moved to North Beach, for those of you who might come to San Francisco, in a new beautiful building that will be shared with the Italian Innovation Hub. So as soon as we complete all the works, and hopefully in the next few weeks, and as soon as the pandemic will loosen its grip a bit, we'll be glad to have you there to visit our new spaces. And in any case, our activities are online, and the next few months will be rich of events, also with Lido and Cinema Italia and Marin. So subscribe to our newsletter if you will, and to keep up to date. And in particular, I'd like to remind you that on October 18, we're celebrating the Settimana della Lingua Italiana nel Mondo, the week of the Italian language in the world, dedicated this year to Dante Alighieri, 700 years. So I hope you can join us virtually and in person soon. And now, without further ado, I leave the floor to Guglielmo Zanette. Please, Guglielmo. Thank you very much. I wish you a very nice evening with this amazing exhibition. Thank you.
I'm not going to miss the opportunity to present yet another Donato. And we got another one right here. I'm happy to introduce Guglielmo Zanette, the creator and curator of Italian-American icons, this beautiful exhibit that you will be previewing tonight. Dottor Guglielmo Zanette, born and raised in Pordenone, provincial capital in the Friuli region, has a rich and versatile professional background. Educated at the Politecnico Institute of Milano, Guglielmo is trained and experienced as an architect, and then later as a filmmaker, and now as a curator. Working as part of the Naonis Cultural Association, he has brought his vision and his energy, his indefatigable energy, to make this fabulous Italian-American icons a reality for us here tonight. Here now, I give you Dr. Guglielmo Zanette.
Thank you so much. I would like to take off my mask because it's really difficult to speak like that. Ladies and gentlemen, buonasera. You don't know, but it was almost a miracle that I'm here with you today. Arriving in the USA this year was a real challenge due to the travel ban, which prevents European citizens from entering directly to the United States. Knows me really good. This. Together with Victoria, my sweet fiancée, who many of you already know, we had to go to Mexico and stay 2 weeks there before entering in USA with our regular visa. Anyone can enter from the USA, into the USA from Mexico, but not from Europe. Strange rules for strange times we are living in. In any case, it was a pleasant surprise, Mexico, so don't complain too much. This situation of travel ban is quite ironic if you think that we have built this new Italian-American icons collection for the opposite reason, to create new bridges between Italy and the United States in the name of the great brotherhood that has united us for so many years. In fact, we are here to celebrate the beautiful friendship between our two countries and to greet the many Italian Americans of this wonderful area who in distant times moved to California in search of luck and better living conditions. Can I have some water as well? I want to thank those many friends who welcomed us with affection and enthusiasm, recalling the beautiful experience of 2 years ago here at the MarinMOCA with the previous 50 Basic exhibition. This new collection that we present today wants to reaffirm the bond that unites us and make the public reflect on the importance of the contribution of the Italian community to development of many sectors here in California and in America, from the economy to the agriculture and arts, just to name some of them. We work in the field of art, and we wanted to pay tribute to the most famous actors and musicians who have become iconic faces in the world of entertainment and music. Characters such as Al Pacino, Leonardo DiCaprio, Madonna, Lady Gaga, Frank Sinatra, and many others who now belong to the collective imagination, not only in America, but through the world. Maybe you don't know, but this summer many stars arrived in Italy. They could enter directly without passing through Mexico. This is another story. But Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck, they were in Capri, in the Rome. Madonna in Puglia, in the south of Italy. Lady Gaga stayed in Rome for a long period to shoot the last Ridley Scott movie about the Gucci family. George Clooney was in Como, where he had a home there for a long time. And many others American stars appear in the south of Italy this summer. Big gossip in all the newspapers. But now let's talk about the new collection. It was hard to put together all these 22 pieces, mosaic portraits, because of the COVID situation, as you can imagine. The mosaic school was often closed and then reopened for a short period. I imagine you have a similar situation here, so you can perfectly understand. Everything was more complicated and problematic. Furthermore, the size of this mosaic this year has doubled compared to the 50 Faces collection, so the work was longer and really difficult for the young artists. Some of them, they were really depressed, they were calling me, you know, I cannot make it. They wanted to give it up, some of them. So I said, no, there is no way. Sometimes I was getting angry, so I had to call one of them, Stefano Marofino, who did a wonderful mosaic portrait about Frank Sinatra. And I said, you have to finish now, like Minelli, because the girl, she said, no, I did the face, but I can't go anymore. So many difficulties. Luckily, the results are very good, and the mosaic portraits are truly stunning, as you will see very soon. As a non-profit cultural association, we also had enormous challenges to come over in order to be able to finance the new collection also. Due to the pandemic, there have been several cuts to culture in Italy, and it has been really difficult to continue our activity. Despite everything, we were also able to print the new catalog, which is really beautiful. And you will see today. And we put Leonardo DiCaprio. Bring this all together. And in the shop you will find also some replicas, because this year we decided to do fine art prints reproduction of the most important economics artwork in mosaic, in order to accommodate those who want to buy an artwork at a more affordable price compared to the original portraits. It's a new idea that MarinMOCA has welcomed with enthusiasm, and which I hope you will appreciate. Of course, lovers and collectors will always be able to opt for the original mosaic portraits, enjoying a special discount because of this situation. And for all those who remember the smaller mosaic portraits from 50 Faces collection, you have the possibility to get them, because actually they are in Los Angeles, but at the end of this month they will be free. So part of them they will come here. So if there are special requests, like Robin Williams, for example, for last year, we can find a solution through MarinMOCA. So I hope that you will appreciate this big sacrifice that we have made, which certainly regard the MarinMOCA Museum as well. I have learned about the big difficulties they have to face, before from Nancy, and now then from Amy. So everybody has difficult times in this moment. So, we can count on the massive support of important institutions such as the Italian Film Festival. Lido, thank you so much, because without you, it was difficult to be here. We were listening to each other, making some conversation on the phone call. How is the situation? Do you think we can make it? Stuff like this. Also, thank you so much to Luca Lodolo, who was present like 2 years ago with a wonderful wine from our region, Venezia Giulia, and Anna Maria Di Giorgio, who this year she decided also to prepare a wonderful webinar conference, but she will tell you more about this on the website and social network. We want to dedicate something about Peter Amadeo Giannini, which is an important figure, because he did many things for the Italian community, and he was the founder of Bank in Italy, Bank of Italy, and then later became Bank of America. He helped, gave opportunity and work to many Italian immigrants by contributing to the rebirth of San Francisco after the terrible earthquake of 1906. So Denise Tozon created this beautiful portrait that will be here at the end of September. And I'm sure Denise will make also some workshop for MarinMOCA, and I'm sure many people will attend this course to learn more about the mosaic techniques and to learn more about the mosaic school, which passed on from generation to generation for almost 100 years indeed. Indeed, next year, the mosaic school will be exactly 100 years old. 100. So, I think it's important for this reason to celebrate with one brindisi outside, and I wait for you outside. Thank you so much. Luca, President of Fogolar Furlan, California del Nord.
Thank you. Guglielmo, grazie.
No, grazie a voi.
Oh, here's your speech. It says dottore. This catalog is wonderful. Yeah. I do want to introduce Luca Lodolo. I have a particular admiration for him. He's a graduate of the University of Padua, or as we call it, UP. Think of varsity, Jack. And he has a strong career in information technology. He founded the local chapter of the Fogolar Furlan, a regional cultural club. But above all, Luca Lodolo is an exemplary leader and motivator for our Friulian community. I'm a big fan of his, and I greatly admire him for what he has done to create and promote awareness for our region of Italy. He, along with Guglielmo, thank you, Guglielmo, and Amy, thank you, Amy. Amy, you're a dottoressa tonight, too. She wore glasses and everything. We're the ones who inspired and made this beautiful exhibit tonight possible. It is my pleasure and my honor to introduce a friend, a real good example to follow. Dottor Luca, no.
So you can see that we have a piece as well. So then I'm an engineer, so you're going to ask yourself, okay, you graduate from college and you're a doctor, how do you become an engineer? So you need to pass another test, another exam, and then you become an engineer. It's not easy, right? Somebody may say, well, bureaucracy in Italy is not an easy thing. So yeah, we do agree on that. So anyway, great honor to be here today in this beautiful venue once again. And like Lido said, I have the privilege to serve as a president of the local Fogolar Foodland North California. And the Fogolar Foodlands are basically the association that are spread all around the world. There are more than 150 right now, Fogolar Foodlands. And they're basically gathering people from the provinces of Udine, where I come from, Pordenone and Gorizia. These are the three provinces of Friuli region in the northeast, that probably geographically you know where Friuli is, right? You know, south of Austria, on the left side of Slovenia, right? That tiny corner. Everybody goes and they visit Venice and then they turn around and they fly and they leave. No, they need to continue and visit also that part of the land. So we're making, by advertising and making Friuli more a real thing. Hopefully, more tourists will show up in that part of the land. So it's great to be here after 2 years. And since September 2018, when beautifully with Nancy, and we started and we inaugurated a successful exhibition of the mosaics, 50 faces. Many things happened around the world since then, unfortunately, with some huge and devastating effects. A pandemic that is still beating the humankind and that is limiting one of the most important things for us, reunite, meet, and stay together. And here comes the art, especially the art that comes from many, many years, thousands of years, the mosaics. It was mentioned the beautiful town of Aquileia, a beautiful town that was founded, was the harbor of the Romans, in order to come, the Adriatic Sea and get into the mainland. So think about it, and the beautiful mosaics over there. So thousands and thousands of years ago, and then you go to the modern history, and then you have a beautiful school of mosaic in the town of Spilimbergo. And we can admire also a beautiful piece of art that are going to be exposed here at the MarinMOCA. So it looks like the art is coming to us, and it's going to be the part that is going to be the things that are remaining. There was recently, at the most of the cinema in Venice, the presentation of documentary, the things that remain. Look at that. Sorry. Take note of this because it's an important documentary. Okay, back to the Fogolar Foodland for a moment. Okay, because sorry, we became a little bit emotional, but the documentary is very, very important for the Italian culture. So, and I would love to follow up on that. But Fogolar Foodland, North California. North California, I think, is a pretty self-explanatory, right? Where we are. Okay, so don't move it. Beautiful land, beautiful place. Fogolar Foodland. Foodland is pretty self-explanatory because, it comes from Friuli, and is our beautiful region. So the Fogolar is the most important part of this story and of this name because it simply means the fireplace. So what's special in this fireplace, in this name? And by the way, the Fogolar is the term that we are using in our local language. We do have a local language over there that we speak proudly in our region. In the old times, when the communications and media were limited or not even existing, and social medias were not even a concept in the brain of any human being, the fireplace was the place where the family reunites, sitting on the benches. By the way, it was at the center of the room. It was not by the wall. So it was the center of the room with all these benches around. And people, they were sitting and they were talking after a long day at work, at school, or after dealing with the housekeeping tasks. So tales were told by the grandpas and grandmas and transferred to the generations, the young generations, or gossips and other stories and news in the town were shared. It was the center of the reunion of the family for a generation and friends that were visiting from other villages. And at the center, of course, there were sometimes a very simple meal cooked to keep the whole atmosphere nice and warm. So in the past, basically the Fogolar Foodlands are this institution that they want to keep the family and friends still close together all around the world. We don't have the wood fire anymore, and maybe we're getting more fancy meals, sometimes unfortunately for our diet, probably. But the intent to unite the people emigrated from Friuli still remains on that, in that concept. Talking about the wines and the importance of the wines, like we did in 2019, the Fogolar Furlan jointly with the Promo Turismo, an agency for promoting the tourists, the food, the wine of the Friuli region, and together also with a great local team of Friuli Italian wines in the Sauzet, that are imported on the west coast of these beautiful wines from Friuli. So basically we're presenting at the inauguration a selection of wines produced by some of the valuable winemakers of the region. There will be a kind of a sparkling, a white, and a red. I'm not going to tell you which one is the best because all of them are wonderful. But one thing that I want to highlight is one of the winemakers that is going to be presented tonight. That is the Cantine Pitaro, is the winemaker Pitaro from Codroipo, that is in the province of Udine. And this is due to the fact that has been founded and managed by Pietro Pitaro, a person who covered the role of president of the Friuli Mondo, the association that basically coordinates all the Fogolars around the world, and he spent most of his life promoting not only the great wines and grapes of the Friuli, but also dedicated a lot of his life promoting the culture of Friuli around the world. So I wanted to recognize this in this beautiful day. So closing this note, I think everybody thanked a lot of folks. I need to express my great sense of gratitude to Annie. Thank you, Annie Owen, and your wonderful staff here at MOCA. And of course, Nancy, that she's going to be forever, the initiator of this beautiful set of events that hopefully they will continue forever. Guglielmo has been a great coordinator and set up another outstanding exhibition of mosaics. And so he's nailing down all these exhibitions, not only here, but also he's working in many other venues. Denise Dazon, that is coming soon, despite of all these efforts and hurdles that is, traveling in these days. But she's so passionate and loves her work that, took the burden, and she's going to do, amazing things in the weeks to come. Of course, Anna Maria, thank you so much for your Istituto Italiano Cultura at the Italian Consulate in San Francisco, for your continued support for the initiatives of the Friuli region. It's always great to have your support in for these activities. And last but not least, a big thank you to their friend and the forever young Lido Cantarutti, who is a great work here. Not only for the Italian culture, for the Festival del Cinema, but also keeping up always the region of Friuli where it comes from. So thank you again for being here today, and I'm looking forward to see you all during the presentation later during the exhibition. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. And Mandy.
Thank you, Luca. Well, now, Amy, this is it. We're going to turn this over to the Executive Director of MOCA with her new and very appropriate title. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Executive Director once again, Dottoressa Elio.
One last round of thanks, mass plus thanks from me to all of our speakers and to all of you for joining us tonight. We're excited to now transition over to the museum next door so we can have a glass of wine, take a look at the exhibition, have some food. Just wanted to share a couple of safety protocols before we head that direction. We are requiring masking indoors, no food and drink, but we invite you to join us on the lawn. On the patio, we have a bar set up. We'll have hors d'oeuvres passed. We are limiting capacity in the main gallery to 30 people at a time, just to ensure we're keeping everyone safe. So if there does happen to be, we've reached that point and there's a bottleneck, we just invite you to relax, have another glass of wine, and we'll let you know when you can make your way through. So thank you so much again, and I look forward to chatting a bit more with all of you across the street. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ron Collins. I live here in Novato. and I've been a member and associated with MarinMOCA for 15 years at least. I was on the board of directors for a while, and now I'm sort of an honorary participant. This is Donna Morris. She's my partner, and the last show I bought two of the pieces. One is of Jack Nicholson, and one is of John Lennon, and they were beautiful pieces, and they were so really close to my heart as far as actors and musicians, people. So this is an interesting show. It's a different presentation of the work, but I'm coming tomorrow to view the video to get the technique down to add to my library of information on this show and the artist. So we'll see you tomorrow. You want to say something?
Yeah, hi, my name is Donna, and I'm so happy that we have two pieces from the show 2 years ago. And it's great that we're in front of this one because this is my favorite. It's just amazing. It's so realistic, and the colors, and I really love it. This is one of my favorites. I mean, I love all of them, and it's been really fun to meet Guglielmo and Victoria, and we kind of became friends with them. And it's a great show, and I'm sure they'll do well, and that's about it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jim Levine, and it's an honor for me to be here. I grew up around art, living outside New York City, and my aunt lived right across the street from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, so we saw art all the time. And 2 years ago, when the first mosaic exhibit from Friuli came here, and we saw the incredible life in the mosaics, in the eyes, in the faces, we just became a huge fan. So we ended up buying 2 of those, and it's really great to be here for this exhibit here. And it's nice to be in front of JT, John Travolta, from Englewood, New Jersey, where he and I both were in the same high school class. We were in class 3 times, and he disappeared. Next thing you know, he was welcome back Cotter. But what a fantastic portrait of him. And he's a great soul. John is an amazing person, a great soul, and it's an honor for me to be standing next to him. It's a great night. My congratulations to the school and the artists, and from Guglielmo and Victoria for bringing this and making this happen. So thank you.
My name is Sonia Liotto. I live in Novato, nearby Hamilton, and this is the second year that I've been invited to see this beautiful exhibit, and this is the second time. I hope there will be a third time and many more occasions to show this beautiful art here in Marin County. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Anthony Aliotto here in Novato, California. I have in front of me something that I admire. This work produced by Francesca Caffarelli, and her work derives from a riverbed. What are you saying? These little stones that you see here are all little pieces of mosaic that are put together like a puzzle that is extremely difficult, and she creates what we all recognize as the image of Lady Gaga. Isn't this wonderful? If you could zoom in here, you would see how much detail is here, how many little stones make up this composition. I like this lady because she's also a singer. We all know that. I like her personally because I recognize her musical talent. Not that she's a good singer, but her capacity as a musician with 4-octave capacity. Can you sing 4 octaves? I can do 2. She has this variety of tonal capacity that is second to none. This is a wonderful work and a piece of art in 2 respects. It's a piece of art done with little stones and a representation of her uniqueness as in the music industry. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Guglielmo Zanetta. I am the art director of this exhibition called Italian American Icons because it's dedicated to our famous and loved actors. They were born maybe from generation in Italy, Sicily, South, and now in this area you can see the bad boy, the Italian bad boy like Al Pacino, Leonardo DiCaprio, and John Travolta. But all the show is dedicated to stars and icons. This size is 18 by 18 inches, more larger compared to 2 years ago. And you see the background is more detailed, and you can see all the palms and everything. And so I think it's a new expression of art now, and we are back in Novato, and it's a big opportunity to see something really special from the Mosaic School of Italy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Italian Film Festival. Tonight, the festival begins its 44th year, and we are very happy to welcome you to our new venue, the beautiful Angelico Hall. We hope you enjoy the show, and now here is the person who's been here from the very start and who has put this show together for all these 44 years. Please welcome your host, Commendator Lido Cantarutti.
How do you like our new place? It's very beautiful. We're grateful to be here. They've treated us so well here. I can't begin to tell you what a pleasure it is to work here. And to put these shows on. They even have a mic. I should be using it. I am so pleased at this time and very proud that we are favored with no less than the president of Dominican University of California. Her name is Dr. Nicola Pitchford. Dr. Pitchford began her tenure as the 10th president of the university in July, after a distinguished career in leadership and in teaching and research in the liberal arts. She has focused on student success and a commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're delighted that she and Angelico Hall Management, the wonderful Vicky Hall, and I don't know if Vicky Hall is in the audience right now, but she's been wonderful. We're delighted that they included us in their inclusion. So the Italian Film Festival has been included, and we thank them for that. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the president of Dominican University, President Nicola Pitchford.
Well, I am really excited to welcome you all to what I hope will be the new home of the Italian Film Festival. I hope it's not inappropriate to say benvenuti. And I want to thank Lido for his gracious introduction, but also for his incredible stewardship of this cultural event. And certainly, as he said, my background is in the liberal arts, and so I have a deep belief in film as a medium with the capacity to not only delight us, but also instruct and broaden our cultural horizons. I think all of us can think of particular moments in watching film when our empathy has been expanded, when perhaps our cultural humility has been evoked, and certainly when we have learned, and learned in the most pleasurable and immersive ways. So certainly for me as a teacher, I've frequently used film to bring students into the world of national and racial politics in Britain and Ireland during the contemporary period. And I'm delighted that we have the opportunity to host such a marvelous event. I hope very much that you will join us here both for future iterations of the festival, for the remaining showings in this festival, and also for the rich series of cultural events that we are beyond happy to be restarting in person at the university this year. And I want to just finish my introduction by really acknowledging Lido and his extraordinary leadership and championing of this festival, of the community that it brings together. We are delighted and honored to welcome him and to welcome you and to welcome some really fabulous contemporary Italian cinema. Have a lovely evening.
I think we're going to be okay here, and we're going to welcome from the president. That's not bad. Well, thank you, Dr. Pitchford, and we're glad to be here, and we look forward to our ability to continue to present the best of Italian cinema here in this beautiful hall. Thank you for the opportunity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored with your presence here tonight. We're so delighted to have you back. Welcome back to the Italian Film Festival. Welcome back. And we also have some honored special guests here from Italy, including from the Italian government. So if I may, I'd like to ask you to welcome them here. Let me tell you who we have here. As you may know, the Italian Film Festival has been sponsoring another beautiful show that's going on right now at MarinMOCA Museum. It's an exhibit of Italian mosaic art, and it features portraits of famous Italian Americans. We're very happy to be co-sponsoring that. There are, I think, 4 portraits out in the lobby here, prints of the mosaic pieces that are on display at the museum. The first person that I want to introduce is responsible for that exhibit, and I've been working with him for the last couple of years. He's the curator of this exhibit for the last time and also for this time, and I really would like to introduce him because without him there'd be no beautiful exhibit of mosaic. Please welcome the curator, Guglielmo Zanette. Guglielmo! Thank you, Guglielmo, for everything you have done. Your vision and your work is what made this all possible, so we appreciate that. Also here from Italy, from the Friuli region, which is the region my family is from, is the artist who did one of the most beautiful portraits that's now on exhibit at the museum. Her name is Denise Tozon, and she did the picture that should be on the screen now. Is there Leonardo DiCaprio on the screen? Yeah. Is it? That's the one that Denise did. Let's welcome her. Stand up, Denise Tozon. Where is Denise? Where is Denise? I lost her. Where is she? Oh, Denise, all by yourself. Denise Tozon, everybody. Thank you, Denise. We're very proud to have you here with us. Denise came here from Italy the other day. And because of American travel restrictions, she didn't come here directly from Italy. No, can't do that anymore. She had to go via a third country. So she went and spent 2 weeks quarantined in Dubrovnik, which is not bad. But she's never been there before. She's been there now, but now she's with us here, and we're delighted to have you with us, Denise Tozon. Now I turn to my friends from San Francisco. I would like to start by introducing a really wonderful colleague, collaborator. like that? I wonder if my next guest did. She is the director of the Italian Cultural Institute. Her name is Anna Maria Di Giorgio, and I love her because she's excellent at what she does, and she's a pleasure to work with. I would like her to stand for your applause, please. Dottoressa Anna Maria Di Giorgio. In piedi, per favore. We also have, I don't think she wants me to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because she's such a nice person, the commercial attaché. Vitalba, oddio che faccio difficoltà. Camicchia, Vitalba Camicchia, please, the commercial attaché. Please, Vitalba. Thank you. This is a very fine person. I was at a meeting at the consulate the other night, and she was very kind to help me throughout the evening to make my way around. So thank you, Vitalba, very much. And now, I'd like to introduce to you all, I'd like to have you give a nice welcome to the Consul General, the new Consul General of Italy, Dottor Sergio Strozzi. Dottore. We wish him a wonderful tour of duty here in San Francisco. You'll be seeing him a lot because he's someone who wants to reach out to the community, and he looks for us to respond to him. We'll see him, for example, at the parade next week in San Francisco, the Heritage Day Parade. I'll be there too, and I'll be doing this. I'd like to thank you all for being here tonight. And by the way, since we have so many here from the consulate tonight, if anyone here needs a passport tonight or a document, you could get it all done right here tonight. Without further ado, I'd like to tell you 2 words about tonight's feature film. It's a highly rated film. It's called The Big Step, Il Grande Passo. This is a film and a story about dreamers. If you have a dream of something you want to do, and everyone may say it's crazy, you shouldn't, it's undoable. This is about the Don Quixotes of the world. Do it. Give it a try. That's what this story is about. Dario, who is the lead character in this story, he has such a dream, and he wants to go for it and try to get it done, and he does. He wants to realize his dream. That's what this film will encourage you to do. So to all of you, in addition to thank you for coming here tonight, and in keeping with the title of the film, The Big Step, go for it. You take the big step. Thank you.
Buonasera, good evening to everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It's such an honor for me to be here this evening to open the Italian Film Festival in San Rafael, in the beautiful venue of the Dominican University of California. And it's been a pleasure to open up this event and series of events of movies, Italian movies of the Italian Film Festival. You know, in this month, October, we're going to have the Italian Heritage Month, and this is the best way to start with cinema and with a film, Il Primo Passo, we've seen this evening, which talks about dreams and human beings who are capable of dreaming above their limits and their forces, and notwithstanding what the others think about them. This is something very important we have to keep in our minds, and I'm so glad that the Italian movie we've seen this evening, and we're going to see other more in the next occasions, talks about this. I want to thank especially Lido Cantarutti for having been doing so well for 44 years. Because today we are celebrating the 44th year of the Italian Film Festival. So thank Lido for what he's been doing in these years for Italian movies and to spread the new and the knowledge of Italian cinema among our American and Italo-American friends. Thank you so much. Grazie mille.
Hi, I'm Vicki Hall, and I'm the manager of events and conference services here at Dominican University. And we're just happy to welcome Lido and the Italian Film Festival to our lovely Angelico Hall at Dominican. And we hope to have an ongoing relationship with the festival and keep having them here.